Hi, and welcome to VFX Tutors. I'm Josh, and in this tutorial we're going to be continuing with modelling our chainsword. So in the previous one we created our sort of wiring loom. We connected our positive and negative wires up through into this junction box, and then also sort of created some wires and some rough solder, which kind of looks like chewing gum at the moment, but once it's textured it should look like solder. And then we just added a couple extra zip ties around there to sort of pinch those down, and we can sort of duplicate that. Once we've like UV'd it, we can duplicate it down with most of this duplicate stuff. So we're getting pretty close to almost finishing this, so we just got to do a couple more things. We've got to sort of fix this on a bit properly. So in this one, which it's going to be really quick, I'm just going to make some spaces and some stuff to sort of make this a little bit more sensible. So this should be a pretty quick tutorial because I think we just duplicated this, but we actually haven't actually fixed it on, and we can sort these bolts out as well. Cool. So all I'm going to do is create a cylinder. Just going to rotate it 90 degrees. And we're just going to start. So I'm just imagining this is a bit of pipe, and we can use our cylinders, our washers, to sort of fix it. So if I just turn my wireframe shade and hold V, just snap it to the center of that. I'm just going to scale this. So we don't... Well, we can leave that as it is probably, because we don't need to smooth it. And we're not going to see a great deal anyway, so... But we do need to sort this out. I don't know what to delete that, we just need to swap them. Let's just scale this so it's definitely in the correct place. I'm just roughly lining this up so it just doesn't look off or anything. So just bring that out. Once I've done that, I can just move this down here actually, just for now. What I'll do is this sort of spaces. Go to my top and press F. So we're getting a pretty decent modeled, a pretty detailed model right now. So it's getting there. We're almost near the end of modeling. Hopefully, won't be that much longer. Once we've sort of figured out this, and then it's then making the chains, which should be the sort of the chain blade bits, which will be pretty simple. Then we can use there are lots of ways we can do this chain, especially with rigging it as well, because we'll probably want to do that. We'll probably use mesh. It's the simplest way to do it, I think. Cool. So I'm just gonna, I'm imagining that's a piece of pipe. So if I just, I'm gonna add a cap. But then I'm just gonna delete all that. We don't need to do the middle bit. I don't plan on taking this into ZBrush and sculpting that, so it would be different if we were gonna have to sculpt it. We would probably want more whole objects, but because I know we're not really gonna do that. It's just gonna be textures, so these are differently spaced. Why is that? Might be because I just roughly placed it. I don't know. Let's try and get at least evenly spaced. We also need to tidy this up quite a bit. Maybe that's a little bit too close. Don't forget we've got to get a chain round here as well. That might be the reason why I was a bit further out. Probably why I haven't done it to the first one. Oh, so that's... a bit too far, I think. Yeah, that's about right. I don't know what I'm doing because that's actually about right, isn't it? Cool. So you've got those nicely lined up. And now let's... No, is it lined up? That should be okay. Cool. So we've got these sort of spacer things, which is just going to be like pipe. It's not going to be, it's just pipe and some washers. Oh, we're not really going to see through it, so... And if we do, we can adjust it again. So I'm just going to select these. Can I remove that from the bar? Just duplicate these down. What are these? So possibly a bit low. That's a bit better. Go to my top view, just line these up. It's pretty close. Do the same again. So it's up to you. You can be like super precise. So for this, we can get away with just placing it manually. Cool. So we've got these sort of spaces in here now. And we also need to do this. To swap these. Oh, so we've done those now. Let's do bottom one. I'm just gonna yeah. Cool. So it's just going to be pipe. It's not going to be anything special. Probably should. So the next thing that we probably want to do is undecided on what to have going down. If this is going to be completely clear through the middle, it's going to be a bit. I think it could possibly be a bit flimsy. So let's have a look. If I just select these. Just going to shift P that. Control G. I'm just going to Control D and duplicate. I'm going to push this along until it's sort of. So imagine chainsaw doesn't is pretty strong as it is anyway, so. I think something like that could be quite cool. But I think we definitely need something to keep it together at the end. So obviously that's going to cause issues if that gets caught on something, but it needs some sort of stability there, I think. Was going to have some sort of metal sheet going along there, but I don't think you really need it. I think that should be okay, really. There's only so much you can do, like, to keep it realistically working. I think if I was to make this, that's probably what I'd do. I'd stick something quite far down the end so it doesn't bend together at least. So I'm just rotating around a lot, just having a look around. But I think we're pretty much, like I say, super quick. We don't need to do much. We need to we do need to do one thing. We need to bevel it. That's pretty much it. It's not really a modeling tutorial. It's just I don't want to skip anything that I've done. So even like some of the things are might be a bit pointless. So I'm just gonna do it anyway. Cool. So now I've got that. Got a bit of pipe. I'll just do that. Just select all of those, go modeling, mesh, combine. I'm just gonna isolate them all and just do the same again. Just gonna bevel all those edges. And you can put more detail into these pipe bits. I shouldn't worry too much about it. These are gonna be like just like copper pipes or any sort of pipe really, but steel pipes, whatever they've found. We got something problem here. So we get to double check you've got all of them selected. I probably don't need to add supporting edges on them really. It's a bit overkill. Cool, so yeah, it's not a super complicated tutorial. It was just let's freeze it, delete all the history, and what we could do, we could just tidy up. Just tidy up our outliner. Because a lot of this is going to be duplicated anyway. I'm not too worried about naming it yet and grouping it. I just want to be able to see how far I've got as I'm modeling. Select all that. deal with history. I'm just going to group it. I'm just going to call these bar fixing GRP. Oh, fixings. Cool. Yeah, it was not. Probably didn't need a tutorial for that, but I'm just showing you what I'm doing. So, yeah, if you enjoyed this tutorial, hit that like button and subscribe for more like this.